Not sponsored. Hello, ghouls, gremlins, and most importantly, my goblins. Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a bookish video because it's my channel and I do what I want. And I was thinking to myself, Houston, there's been a problem. There has been a problem in that I didn't count them. I forgot to because it's ridiculous. But I have probably over 50 something books in my, college university apartment. My college university apartment. I have over 50 something books just terrorizing the fuck out of this room. In fact, I'm gonna show you all of them. We're only going to talk about a select few because they were the ones that were directly in my way, as in like they were scattered on the floor. And I was like, let me gather these ones and we're going to talk about those. But I also have so many other books that I have not read yet. So this is a TBR video. Yes, we're going to be talking about my TBR. I'm so excited because I get to talk about books without having actually read them yet, which is really nice because for me it is a lot of work to finish the book, put all my thoughts together, and then come and talk about it in like an organized way in front of the camera, as opposed to just finishing a book being like, wow, that was crazy, and telling everyone else I know about it and never talking to the camera about it. So yeah, what I said we were going to do is what we're going to do. And I'm just gonna give you guys a brief tour. These are the books that we're gonna be talking about today. These are some books. These are my manga. This is what you're sitting on, so more manga. These are more books. I did read A Good Person already, and I got halfway through The Idiot, and I couldn't finish it for some reason. I have some motivational books over here. And then there are some books by my mini fridge. Like, we got some collector's edition books, some books that I just picked up because these are all of my woke books. And then, hair, get out of my face. And then a lot of this over here is like speculative fiction or like, honestly, like I refer to as like sad black people books. And then we have some more woke books over here, plus a collector's edition of the one, the only Pride and Prejudice, and a book back here that is actually supposed to be on the list of things that we talk about today, so I'll come back and get that. We have some books over here. Collector's edition of Jane Austen's all 7 novels. Wuthering Heights, some more woke, some random ass shit, another Pride and Prejudice book. Guys, can you tell that I like Jane Austen? Lessons in Chemistry. I did read this. I read this already, and I read this already. So, but Not Too Bold and Their Eyes Were Watching God, I already read. And then the rest of those I have not read yet. So yeah, my TBR is a little bit insane, but that's okay. I don't know how I'm gonna move all of these out of this apartment. I don't know why I keep getting fucking books. Anyway, I have a little bit of a, like, system that we're going to go by to sort of get through the books that I want to talk about that are on my TBR. And so I guess this is like a haul. Like, it's just a little, like, are you guys having fun? We're going to start off with the paperbacks, of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 paperbacks that we're going to talk about. And then we're going to get to the hardcovers, of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, in total, there are 25 books that we are going to be talking about today. And then there are all the other books that you saw from the little mini room tour slash like book tour. There are all the other books that you saw. I think you can tell that I enjoy Pride and Prejudice a lot. The first book on our TBR is T. Kingfisher's What Moves the Dead. I picked this up because I thought that it would just be something light, something slight. Like, it's like a novella type read, so I picked it up for that reason, but it's been hard. It's been hard for me to get through because I do not like the narrator so far. I can't stand this guy. And I don't know why I can't stand this guy. He didn't really do anything, like, at all. I'm on chapter 2. But, yeah, I was just bored. I wasn't feeling particularly atmospheric, and I do set the mood whenever I read. Like, I'll dim the lights, I'll light candles, I'll turn on, like, music that corresponds to, like, the atmosphere. But even when doing all of that, I was not hooked by What Moves the Dead. And I get it. I'm only on chapter 2. But I will be repicking this back up because it's been really gloomy recently, and I am like, I should have, like, an atmospheric, like, creepy reading, summer reading spree. Normally my reading consists of just anything that I pick up, but also, like, a lot of sad girl books and a lot of, like, psychotic girl books and a lot of people of color books. So that's normally what my reading looks like, but I don't know. I might be in a bit of a, like, creepy weirdo mood. In fact, I might knock this all out today because what have I to do today? The next book on our TBR is Death of the Author by Nnedi Okorafor. I picked this for my Black Girl Book Club that I have with my mom, my sister, and my aunts and my cousins. We have not met not once, and it has been half a year. It has been half a year since we started Black Girl Book Club. We haven't had a single meeting, and I don't think that anyone got very far in the book. I know I didn't. But I am very excited to get through this. I am, again, only on chapter 2. Me in chapter 2, y'all. But I'm having fun with this one, like, genuinely. I was immediately hooked into the atmosphere, and it might be easier, like, transference there because of the fact that this is a Black main character. She is at a wedding in the Caribbean right now, and I have very vivid memories of the Caribbean and having so much fun with it. And, you know, going to my cousin's wedding there in Jamaica, which is where our family is from. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was just easier for me to come into this book, probably because I could see myself in this book. And I don't need that. Like, I don't need there to be a Caribbean American Black girl, or, like, Caribbean Black girl, or a Black girl, or the Caribbean. I don't need my identity to be a part of how I get transferred into a story, or in the position of the main character, or any of the other characters. But it was probably just easier because of those identity factors to immediately be like, I fuck with this. This is gonna be good. The next book on our TBR is Murder on Sex Island by Jo Firestone. I picked this up because I saw that Z-Way said something about it. And I love Z-Way. I loved her book, which, why am I forgetting the name? Black Friend. I love her book so much, and I was like, this is a book about sex and reality TV. I can't watch reality TV because I get so much secondhand embarrassment, and I genuinely get, like, nervous and scared for the contestants. And, like, I'll get heart palpitations and I just can't freaking do it. So I was like, let me pick up a book that's about it. And I want to start getting into, like, the reality TV books, or, like, the books that, like, are set in, like, this, like, reality TV sphere, because I think that those are very fun. So I picked this up, started it. The humor is half mine and half very millennial. So, that was like fun because I like millennial humor. But it's not necessarily my humor, so it's fun to flip flop between like, that's so funny, and it's funny that you think that this is funny with this book. Just so you know, you're probably seeing a theme here. I have started every single book on this TBR. I'm at least one chapter in. When I get a new book, I get at least one chapter in, except for one of the books that you're gonna see. I didn't even get a page in because I get very emotional about the story because I've actually technically already consumed the story before, so. The next book on our TBR is Big Swiss by Jen Bajan. I believe might be how you pronounce her name. I was right. Alright, so Big Swiss is another Chaos Girl book. I love the Chaos Girl genre. I love books where women are doing fuck shit and it's like highly like, girl, why are you doing that? But she just keeps on doing it and no one's gonna stop her. Like, and that doesn't mean that she's a good person. That does not mean that we're rooting for her, but that does mean that it's a good fucking time. And I am having a good time with this. I think that the author's voice, so like the narrator is, dare I say, like, I don't want to say like their language is the language in this book and the language used to convey the humor in this book is too advanced for me. It's just not something that clicks with me as easily. I have the same problem with The Idiot a little bit. There are so many people that are like, oh my god, it's so funny, it's so funny, it's so funny. And I'm like, it's definitely like awkwardly humorous, which to me is not so funny. But it's still a good time, so I'm not going to disagree with everyone in the room. That's the type of vibe that I get with Big Swiss. Again, one chapter in, so don't shoot me. I am excited to get through this. I literally started it yesterday, and we'll see where this takes us. Okay? Okay. The next book on our TBR list is Rejection by Tony Talatamudi. I am so disgusted by the first story. I can't bring myself to finish it. I'm already scared. Like, I'm scared. I can't with this man. Like, not the author, the narrator, not the narrator. The point of view that we're in the first, story. Like, he literally is so gross. And like, I know how guys come to be that way. It doesn't mean that I respect it. Like, I know what's systemic. I know that there are systems in place that create monsters. I don't fuck with him though. Like, I hate the guy, the feminist in the first story. And you're supposed to, and if you're not supposed to hate him, you're definitely supposed to be unnerved by him, even if you see yourself in him. But like, I hate him. I hate him. Next on the list is Whalefall by Daniel Cross. I picked this up because I found out that this man who wrote this book worked with Guillermo del Toro on The Shape of Water, I believe. That was crazy. Like, to find out, and I was like, I respect Guillermo del Toro so much, and also, The Shape of Water is, like, a movie that is definitely on my watch list. I just haven't gotten there yet. And so I was like, let me pick up Whalefall. Like, the cover looked amazing. It scared the shit out of me, so I was immediately like, I have to pick it up. And I'm excited to get through it. I know that once I start, it won't be hard because like, I feel like this is going to do for me what Christopher Nolan movies do for white men. This is My Darling Dreadful Thing by Joanna Von Veen. I actually have Blood on Her Tongue as well, and I am a little bit more excited to read Blood on Her Tongue just because there is a dog on the front cover. And also, I got the sprayed edges version where there's like blood dripping on it. So pretty. I'm a collector of books, not just a reader. Like, I love my book collection. I love getting hardcovers and I love getting special editions. And I will spend an extra buck for something to look pretty. And do I believe that everyone's criticisms of the fact that everything is getting a special edition now and like it'll immediately come out with a special edition, which decreases the like sport of whatever the I everyone's criticisms are great and I agree with them, and also I am a sheep. Okay, we are sheeple. With this book, I am excited to read it, and also I'm not in love with the narrator's voice. I think that the writing is okay at a line level. Like, I wish that there was more pizzazz to the writing. Again, like, I don't just want it to be creepy, atmospheric, sci-fi story. Like, I don't just want it to I want to feel like I am right there. And I want to feel like this is telling me a real story that, even if it's not believable, like literally, like when I suspend my disbelief, it still has a logic to it. And it has a captivating logic to it. I think that the presentation of some of the things in the first chapter immediately turned me off, so I haven't picked this up in a minute. But again, this is my creepy summer reading spree, so I'll probably get back on that soon. Next on our list is On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. I know nothing about this book. All I know is that it has a beautiful title. Ocean Vuong is phenomenal. And I'm gonna read it. Next is Sky Daddy by Kate Folk. I picked this up because My Name is Marines was talking about it on her channel, and then I went to Barnes & Noble one day to visit my best friend who works there, and he was like, bro, you want a Chaos Girl book? Get this book. Like, you need this book. And again, Chaos Girl books about women who are severely mentally ill, books about women who are terrible people, books about women who are just going through it, but don't realize that they're going through it, and so they're putting everyone else through it instead of going to therapy, are some of my favorite books. I loved A Good Person. I loved My Year of Rest and Relaxation. Like, these books really speak to me, especially A Good Person. I would reread A Good Person over and over and over and over and over again. This book is basically about a woman who believes that the only way for her to consummate a marriage with her in a plane is to get into a plane crash and die. Sounds great, doesn't it? Next on this list, this story means the world to me. It genuinely does. It is second to Pride and Prejudice in my mind. And if you know me, you know I do not play about Pride and Prejudice. It is a very close second. Could even be first on a really, 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 really sad afternoon when I've already seen the Pride and Prejudice movie 7 times over to the point where I feel like I'm gonna vomit. Then I pick this up and I'm like, this might be better. Queen Charlotte! I love Queen Charlotte, the show. I loved it so much. I watched every episode the day that they dropped. Like, I love. I could not express enough how much I love Queen Charlotte. Oh my god, I love it so much. This book is by Julia Quinn and Shonda Rhimes, because originally I don't believe that Queen Charlotte was like a focal character in the Duke and I, like, Bridgerton book series. She became that way because Miss Shonda Rhimes from the Shonda Land picked up Bridgerton as, like, she was like the executive producer of Bridgerton, I believe. And she actually wrote this book with Julia Quinn. And the Shonda-isms really come out in, like, such a beautiful way. And also, look at this freaking, bookmark. Like, oh, come on, like, I'm so excited to read this book. I already got through, like, I flipped through it like this, and I was picking up some of the words, and I was like, oh my god. Why is this dead ass some of the most captivating writing for me ever? Like, I love anachronisms in period pieces to an extent. Like, Wiz Khalifa being in the Emily Dickinson show from Apple TV. He, in and of himself, is an anachronism. Like, what do you mean you put Wiz Khalifa in the Emily Dickinson show? Like, and he's playing death, but he's Wiz Khalifa. Like, he's not really playing death. He's just being Wiz Khalifa. And so, him in that show is something that I loved. I loved it so much. He's dripped the fuck out. He looks like, that's what death looks like to me. Okay, bitch? The anachronisms and the, like, modern tone to this book and to the overall, like, Queen Charlotte, like, you know, like, they're, like, everyone knows. Like, if you watch Bridgerton, you know that there's, like, a modern twang to it, because they'll take songs from today and just, like, classicalize them. That's not a word. They'll, like, make them classic sounding or, like, Baroque sounding or whatever the fuck. Romantic, whatever. And I love it. I love it so much. And I know that a lot of people don't like anachronisms. And they don't like that. I'm sure that there's, like, a very specific technique that is called, like, in real life. Like, but I don't know what it is. So, I couldn't tell you. But, like, also I watched The Great Gatsby, and I loved the fact that I was hearing rap in the middle of this 1920s period piece. Like, what are we talking about right now? Also, does a movie shot in the early 2000s count as a period piece? Or a movie that takes place in the early 2000s? Does that count as a period piece? Let me know. I love Queen Charlotte. Hey guys, we're back. We're just playing hot potato with my camera batteries. So, the last thing that I remember talking about, I think, was Queen Charlotte. And, now we're moving on to another certified banger. The Princess Bride. Look at that. Oh my god. The Princess Bride by William Goldman. I loved this movie. I loved this movie when I first watched it, and I only first watched it like maybe 2 years ago. And the reason for that is because, I don't know, but this book is gorgeous. And I was like, there's no way that I'm not going to not have The Princess Bride. So here we are. We have The Princess Bride. The next book is Bunny by Mona Awad. I think that this classifies as like a chaos girl, like crazy girl book. And so that is why I picked it up. Will I actually feel like it's a chaos girl, crazy girl book? I don't know, because I am... How many chapters in am I? I think I'm like 3 chapters in. No, I'm 5. I'm 5 chapters in and I'm still not... I don't give a fuck. Like, I think that the sorority girls in this book are so textbook, like, creepy, weirdo, so different, freak, popular girl who, like, rules the world, but she's, like, popular, so she like conforms to the status quo, but she's creepy because she's not weird like us. We sit on the roof and get high. Like that's the energy that this is giving, and I don't love that white people foolishness, because let's be real, it's white people foolishness. So I don't know how I'm going to love this book going forward, but it's crazy girl summer and it's scary girl summer, okay? Like, those are and this is a combination of both from what I hear, so let's hope that Mama comes to actually like what she's watching. The next book on the list is Horror Stories. The Black Girl survives in this one. I am so excited. This is what really made me, like, when I rediscovered that I had this, I was like, oh yeah, I need to like read this to get into my like spooky summer horror bag. I don't know how far that's gonna go, but like, we're gonna try. We're gonna try and hope for the best. And it's gonna be awesome. I hope that my camera does not fucking malfunction anymore throughout this video, because I don't have time for it. I thought that this was really cute. My cousins actually picked it out for me. And I love the cover. It's like, why is she dripped out wine? Like, why? What? Black people, I love them. Next was a birthday gift from one of my best friends for my 21st birthday, and that is Alex E. Harrow's The 10,000 Doors of January. I loved the prose when I first started it. It was just slow. I'm finding that I like to be immediately thrown into madness, and I don't care about too much backstory early on. Like, I like backstory sprinkled throughout when it comes to books, but that's okay. Like, I still had a fun time reading the first few pages, you know. I got to page 9 and then I put it down. But to my best friend, Ren, I will be finishing this book soon, because I'm determined to be able to talk with you about it. But Mama just needed a minute. All right, guys, that concludes all of the paperbacks. So you know what we're gonna do next? We're gonna drink the rest of our protein shake. I really want some Culvers right now. Also, I'm adding 2 more books to the hardcover list. So that puts us at 27 books that we are reviewing for my TBR today. And we have 27 minutes, so that means I have a minute per book to talk. The first book on our hardcover list is The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Soto Yambao. And guys, this, like, come on, this looks gorgeous. And that is why I picked it up, because I do judge books by their cover. I do. I actually loved the start of this. Like, the prose was, it was like purple word soup, but in a way that was like capturing me. Like, I was in it, y'all. I was in it. I really appreciated this for what it was when I started it. And of course I started it and I got 20 pages in. That is not bad. I think I'm still on chapter 1, but this is gorgeous. Also, I might do a haul of all of my bookmarks, because I really love my bookmarks. I'm very proud of them. So yeah, that was that. And I loved when I picked up The Elsewhere Express, because it's so pretty. Like, it's genuinely so pretty. The next book on our list is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I started out reading as a romance reader. I first read Pride and Prejudice, a like children's edition, when I was maybe 10 or 11 years old, and I fell in love. romance became something that I really found comfort and solace in, and I started reading Talia Hibbert's Brown Sisters trilogy. I also did pick up Talia Hibbert's YA debut. I just cannot remember its name, and it's not here. It's at my house in Orlando. Like, my favorite book in the Brown Sisters trilogy was Take a Hint, Dani Brown. And 92% of that is because Dani reminds me a lot of myself, and Zafir, like, ah! The next book is The Isle on the Silver Sea by Tasha Suri. I picked this up because one of my best friends was like, Caitlin, it's a fantasy that's sapphic. And look at how big the words are. Like, look at how big that font is. This is so accessible. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick this up. Like, I'm probably going to love this. Next, I have Yesteryear by Carl Claire Burke. I picked this up because everybody was talking about it, and anything, again, Chaos Girl, like women being messy, I'm gonna read it. And Yesteryear, I hear, is very much so like a white woman's worst nightmare. And that's fun to me. So I picked it up. I'm excited to read it. Next on our list is one that I am very excited to talk about. We have Our Sister's Keeper by Jasmine Holmes. This is from My Name is Marines, her imprint called Marias. And I was so excited to pick this up. So excited because there's a Sinners comp like that people were sort of, specifically Marines, like, was sort of talking about, and I love Sinners because I'm but a girl. The next book is another booktuber sort of like reasoning behind why I got the book is because of the fact that I really love this booktuber, and that is Cindy Pham's The Secret World of Briar Rose, and I got the signed copy from Books A Million. I am so excited to read this book. Like, I have been following Cindy since 2020. I believe when she started making her ACOTAR videos, and that was what introduced me to ACOTAR. I have not yet read ACOTAR, but I kind of want to because I'm like, everyone else has read it and have such polarizing opinions about it, and I'm just like, I want to be in the mix, okay? So that is what I hope to do. But this book also means a lot to me as someone who struggles with depression. I specifically have PTSD, which encompasses my depression and anxiety, and that PTSD results in this want to disappear. And literally when I first opened the book, I don't want to cry. Cindy writes, to my 11-year-old self who started wishing she could sleep forever and never wake up, I'm glad you stayed. As someone who has always loved fairy tales, I have always loved fairy tales. I've always loved fairy tale reimaginings. Fairy tales are my escape. Like, classic fairy tales and classic fairy tale reimaginings are an escape for me. That, just reading that alone, I was floored. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna love this book so much. And also, sunflowers are my favorite flowers. There are sunflowers on here. Purple and roses are my grandma's favorite flower. Rose is my maternal grandmother's favorite flower, and my paternal grandmother's name. And this book just, like, I already know it's gonna mean so much to me, so I, of course, had to pick it up. The next book on this list is The Infinite Sadness of Small Appliances by Glenn Dixon. I picked this up because I was just walking through Barnes & Noble and I was like, I just want something to read. Like, I just want something to read. And I saw this and it looked so cute. And also, if it's a way, it's like a way to explore, from what I saw in the synopsis, it's like an exploration of community and grief and corporate greed and like so many different things that I'm like, hell yeah, let's talk about it. And also, I want to see this Roomba have human emotions. Sue me, okay? I don't fuck with AI. I don't fuck with robots. But if you give me a Roomba with eyes and a tear coming out, my heart is gonna melt. I got this one from my local bookstore, and this book wasn't even on my radar. I just saw it in like the horror section and I was like, oh, that's cunt. Like, we're picking that up. So on Sundays, She Picked Flowers is another black, like, sort of gothic in terms of aesthetic and atmosphere horror. And it is by Yaya Schofield. This is a very beautiful book. It is everything that I want in a story. I just put it down because I always pick up a book and then put down a book. Like, it immediately throws you in. It's sapphic, it's horror, it's black, it's perfect. The next book I picked up is Love by the Book by Jessica George. I picked up this book because, again, black women! What can I say? But also I picked up this book because it is a love story about friendship, and I have very intense friendships that mean the world to me. I have like 7, 8 best friends, and I know to some people it's like, how can you have 7 or 8 best friends? How does that make sense? Because you can't have one be the best if you're making all of them the best. They're all the fucking best. It's my life, bitch. Sorry that you're so fucking, like, sad that you, like, haven't been able to find 7 people to keep in your corner who are your ride or dies, and most of you cycle through friends like they're, like a revolving door. Like, that's not me. And I hate to be really mean, but I also hate getting that, like, response. Like, you can't have 7 best friends. I can, and I do. The next book is I, Medusa by Ayana Gray. My auntie got this for me. I love my aunties. She got this for me for my 21st birthday, and she was like, it's like a black feminist retelling of Medusa's story. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I kind of hate Greek mythology. It has some interesting stories about some interesting guys who were terrible fucking people, and I can't get behind that! Like, and that's just me. So I don't love Greek mythology. I don't love Greek mythology retellings. And that is primarily because I read Circe back when I was like 18 years old, and I hated it. Okay, I hated that book. I thought that Circe was terrible. And she doesn't need to be perfect. Again, women going through terrible things, chaos girls. Like, but it was the marketing of the book versus what I got that made me angry. Like, I was seeing so many of the girlies on TikTok talking about how this is a feminist retelling, when 92% of what Circe did in response to the terrible things that she experienced and did not deserve to experience. Let me be very clear. Circe went through hell and high water, okay? I'm not blaming her for being a villain. I'm blaming the bitches that came on my internet and talked about how this is a feminist retelling, only for me to watch it. I mean, not watch it. Only for me to read it and be like, where's the feminism? Choice feminism, I guess, but that's not the type of feminism that I rock with. Like, like, if it was just marketed as a beautifully worded retelling of Circe's life, if that was how I received the marketing for that book, I probably would have given it 4 stars as opposed to 2. So, my aunt gave this to me, and because my aunt gave it to me, obviously it's sacred. And even though I don't love Greek mythology, I do resonate very heavily with the story of Medusa, and I respect a lot of the Greek stories, which is why I get so heated about them, especially when people start retelling them to make the men seem like they're not terrible, and I'm like, why are you doing this? That's a rapist. Like, if I ever saw a retelling about Zeus and it glorified him, electric chair. Electric chair. You deserve the electric chair. Because Zeus is the worst. He is the worst. Him and his fuck-ass brothers. Fuck them all. I'm not saying that the women were, you know, saints, but, like, I understand how Hera came to be how Hera is. Like, fuck out of here. The next book, we're on the final 3. The next book on our list is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. My best friend got this for me for my 21st birthday. My best friend Jamie. And I am so excited to read this book because I read Yellowface by R.F. Kuang and I was hooked. That was my first Chaos Girl, like, read of 2020. And that was my first Chaos Girl read since I read My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I read back in, like, my sophomore year of college. And I read Yellowface, I think, well, it was my junior year of college, but I think I read it closer to, like, my birthday, so I was having a lot of fun reading that book. Like, the worst thing a white person could do is not at all what you think. They can do worse, okay? And that's what that book was. But also, I loved how Athena wasn't portrayed as, like, a perfect victim. She's still very much so a victim, but it was so refreshing to see people rallying behind a cause instead of being so obsessed with whether or not that person was a good person who is worth being rallied behind, in terms of, like, how other Asian American people were stepping in to be like, hey, Juniper, you suck. We know what you did. Like, it was chef's kiss phenomenal ass eating, okay? I loved it. Catabasis is about students going to hell, which I think all university students should go to hell. So, yeah. The next book on this list means a lot to me because it means a lot to 2 booktubers that I really, really, really enjoy. First being Reads with Rachel, second being My Name is Maddie Ness. And that is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow, the pretty edition, okay? I needed this color edge bad, and I got it. I am so excited to read this. I've heard nothing but good things, and this cover is beautiful, and apparently it has a big woman with a sword, and a beautiful man of color. I'm excited. What can I say? There's nothing more to say. We've said it all. And last but not least, a sad girl read. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Von Pelt. I am very excited to read this because I really enjoy giant Pacific octopuses. And yes, it's octopuses. And I also enjoy little old ladies who are just trying to be happy and who find unlikely connections with animals. I love when old people find unlikely connections with animals. I think those stories are chef's kiss beautiful no matter what. I don't care what happens. They deserve greatness. They deserve peace. They deserve old people and animals. I love you, okay? So, yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I am so excited for the movie, and I need to get this finished before I watch the movie. That's if a book is being adapted into a film, I have to read the book before I watch the movie. Not because I'm comparing them, but because that's how my crazy ass brain works. Point blank period. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. My camera is about to die, so I'm not going to make this outro super long. I hope that you had a good time looking over all of the shit that I have to read. I'm not going to give myself a time to read them. I'm not going to give myself a date. I will probably never come back to talk about how I think about the books once I finish reading them. Because most of these, I think it's going to take me a minute to read all of these, bro. Most of these, yeah, y'all are not going to see me finish. Like, either I finish it in solitude or I finish it years from now. But I'm very excited to read all of these books. I love collecting books. I love sharing my collection of books. And I was very happy to share all of that with y'all today. So, thank you for watching and have a good one.